What if stores were only open on Black Friday?
So the way we handled this was basically every year on Black Friday, every store is open, and then not on Black Friday, they're all closed for the rest of the year. And what we considered a store is basically any money transaction. So like goods versus services, if you buy a good, that's a store. But if you like pay for a service, that's not a store.
Yeah, like if you give someone money and get a thing, that's like a store. And if you give someone money and they give you a handy, that's like a service.
The one place where things get weird, aside from the way the market just made it weird, is that restaurants are kind of a weird gray area. That we decided that the restaurant itself is a service where they are making you food. But the way we sort of made it work is that restaurants and sort of just business in general, obviously, have to buy the own stuff that they are making things with.
Yeah, so you can get food from a restaurant year round, but the restaurant can only buy their food on Black Friday.
Exactly.
So that's the logistics behind what we did. And what I did for my answer specifically was planning the day of just like going to the store, because that one day is going to be pretty crazy if just everyone is going to the store. And the first thing I wanted to look at was basically just how do you get the stuff home? Because you need to bring a lot of stuff home, probably, just so you can last the whole year. So first I wanted to look at like how much stuff would you need to bring home? And I basically said that you would just get food because that's like the bare essential that you need is just food you need to eat for the year. So how much food do you need? I found that the average adult eats 1,996 pounds of food per year.
Wow. Okay.
So why don't I weigh 2,000 pounds after a year?
I know, that's how it works.
The poop solution.
My body is a temple of destruction. It destroys food mass.
Okay, so yeah, that's the weight of the food. But how much volume of food is that actually? So for this, I just picked a food. I picked chicken nuggets. Harkening back to our What If It Rained Food episode where Ben said it rained chicken nuggets. Listen to that episode if you haven't already.
That's a good one.
Yeah. But I wanted to figure out like how much volume like 2,000 pounds of chicken nuggets is. So I searched what the density of a chicken nugget is.
God, I love researching for this show so much.
Did it come up? I hope it came up like in the Google auto answer thing, like with a little box.
The first result that came up was actually a guy that did a study on chicken nuggets and like why they shrink when you deep fry them. Apparently they shrink when you deep fry them.
That makes sense, I guess.
He did find that the density before you fry it is 61 pounds per cubic foot, and that after you deep fry it, it's 67 pounds per cubic foot. So yeah, there's the density. I found it. It was pretty easy to find, actually.
So yeah, just chicken nuggets do in fact have a density, guys.
So I was assuming that these chicken nuggets are not deep fried because you're gonna buy them like not prepped or anything, pre-cooked.
Yeah, pre-nuke nugs.
So that comes out to 29 cubic feet, which actually isn't that much. That fits in like a pickup truck. So
nice.
A pickup truck of chicken nuggets per person lasts the whole year. And I was assuming that you have like a family of 4. So you multiply that number by 4, you get 116 cubic feet. That's how many chicken nuggets you need to sustain your family.
That number seems higher.
Yes, it is exactly 4 times higher.
Well, no, it's like just in an abstract sense. Like 29, I was like, pfft, but like 100, I'm like, whoa.
Ooh, that's 3 digits.
Oh yeah.
Mark, you should be sick more often.
Shut up.
So I was like, okay, how are you going to get all these chicken nuggets home? So I started looking at the sizes of like U-Haul trucks, and a 10-foot U-Haul truck, I think they measure like the 10 feet means that the back is 10 feet long. I think that's what that means.
I think so, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or tall? Wait.
No, long.
I don't know. I looked at a dimension chart before. I don't remember what it said, but I think it means long.
That would make more sense, actually.
Well, because otherwise all their trucks would be the same size. If you just say 10 foot,
yeah, they have
10-foot truck, then it's like 10 foot tall, and the next one's 10 foot tall, but twice as long.
Yeah. So the 10-foot U-Haul truck, it can hold 60 cubic feet. So that's not enough. We need more. So a 15-foot U-Haul truck can hold 93 cubic feet, which is still not enough. We need to get bigger. But the thing is, I don't really want to get too big because you have to like deal with parking and stuff, and there's going to be like a ton of people on the street. It's going to be impossible to navigate. So instead of going bigger, what I said is just get 2 10-foot U-Haul trucks, and that'll be good enough. You have a family of 4, so you can split up into 2 and 2 in 2 U-Haul trucks.
The parking is going to be so hard to find your U-Haul truck.
Yeah, parking is going to be tough.
Also, renting U-Haul trucks is going to be
U-Haul
tricky.
trucks are going to be popular.
They're gonna have a real big spike one day in the year.
I mean, that first year that this happens, you can invest in a U-Haul truck and just buy it.
It's probably worth it.
I kind of love the idea of everyone owning a U-Haul truck and then like customizing the paint job to make it look different than all the other U-Haul trucks.
Right.
Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how the parking is going to work, but if you're lucky, you can get close. Because if you're not close, I don't know how you're going to hold all those chicken nuggets. But next, I wanted to look at exactly how crowded the stores are going to actually be once you get there. And I found a stat saying that 115 million people shop on Black Friday. I think that was a stat from like 2017 or something.
Fuck.
And that's about half of all Americans. So now that everyone is shopping on Black Friday, that number doubles. So it's going to be very crowded. So for this situation, I specifically looked at grocery stores just because I was looking at food. So there are 38,500 grocery stores in the U.S. So that means 8,400 people per grocery store. So that's a lot of people per grocery store. It'd be pretty tough to squeeze everyone in there.
Well, the thing is, like, would there even be like permanent stores anymore, or would it be like voting where they just repurpose the schools?
Oh, I will get into that. Don't worry.
Okay. Shut my mouth. I've happened upon something clever, but someone else has before.
So the average grocery store is 45,000 square feet. That's including the shelf space. So like people can't take up the room in the shelf space. So I subtracted the shelf space from that. I just assumed, I cut it in half. I just assumed that half of it was shelf space. I said that we have like 20,000 square feet of standing room. And then I said that each person takes up about 4 square feet-ish. So with these numbers, 5,000 people can fit in a grocery store at a time.
That seems high, thinking about grocery stores.
I mean, it's going to be packed, but technically,
physically,
I don't know if you'll be able to get around
you can
in
put
like
18,000 clowns in a grocery store.
Yeah. You can cut this number in half and like, so there's walking room and you can actually like navigate. So let's say 2,000 people at a time. What did I do here? I think I had like a whole section of my notes that I accidentally deleted.
Oh no.
Oh no.
I thought I had sick brain.
So all the people don't necessarily have to be in the store at the same time. You can stagger them throughout the day.
Right.
So if we have 2,000 people in the store at a time, you can actually have like a cycle and have people cycle through as long as everyone knows what time to go to the grocery store. So I was thinking like this will be a government issued thing, like the day before Black Friday or on Thanksgiving, I guess. Everyone will know. They'll have like a time and a location that they have to go to. You go to this store at this time, and you'll have like an hour to shop.
You just use the street sweeping schedule.
What does that mean?
I don't know, just, you have just a particular time at a particular place, and they may think of street sweeping. I'm making some real, just brain synapse connections here. Word association, picture cards.
Okay.
That one's a dog, that one's a moose type things.
Yeah.
That's what you're getting out of me today.
So if you stagger it like this, it's actually not that bad because the day is 24 hours long and the store is going to be open for 24 hours. So it's actually like plenty of time to stagger it so that it's not super crowded all the time. So as long as the government steps in, it's everything's going to be fine. I don't know how like supplies for the store is going to work, but
I will talk about that as well.
Okay, Ben will get to that when he goes.
I want to cut that. I want to get that Chris quote out of context. Just as long as the government steps in, everything will be fine. Chris Yee, 2018.